and I'll share it. PTSD. If everything in life has been hit by you from a blunt object, that means it was swung, right? So if I've been swung at with blunt objects, or hit myself, or been hit, if I had a chance to swing back, there is no doubt in my mind, no matter what impairment, that I would not hit that ball or hit that person if I could swing back. And that is something that I teach a lot of these neurodiverse kids that don't come from a good childhood of understanding. Instead of trying to help parents understand, I can show them a golf club, a ball, put an arrow on it, and a line. And if they could swing back one time, they never miss the ball. And they don't get to swing back once. They get to swing back on 18 holes. And at 18 holes, hopefully they're 300 to 400 swings in. Hit the driving range, practice 50 balls, all your practice swings, and by the time you're done, you should have swung at least 300 times if you're just getting into it. And you have things in you that you don't understand and you've been swung at, or you need that release and you want to just swing back. This is the sport. It's low impact. It's not a punching bag. You're not going to destroy your wrists, your hands. You're not going to risk anything. Instead, you get the guarantee yourself that if you could swing back at anybody, bullies, parents, anybody, if you could swing back just once, that is how I know, standing on my left leg and right arm only, you put that ball in front of me, I will not miss it. Now, where I put it depends on where it was fueled from. And that's what I'll teach kids, that's what I'll share to people to help them along their mental health, to not drown the demons that drown individuals with PTSD. And most of us in the neurodiverse world, well, at least autism, I think they say 60% of us have PTSD. You blend that into the rest of the neuro group, it's a range that's very similar. So I am more than willing to always bring kids, other individuals out here, especially from, you know, the memorial runs, PTSD runs we do with the cars, you know, the things we do in the community. You know, I'll meet people. I took care of Tone, and he wouldn't come out of the house for 2 weeks. And now I have him out and about, and have provided him a life and a home. You can work with them, but unfortunately, PTSD is not something that everybody can just work with. Because in order to understand maybe complex PTSD or childhood or child loss or any of that stuff, it's like you almost had to have lived it. And that's not something worthy of sharing. It's not stuff you talk about. It's not open to discussion that we share. So instead, we can come out to a tee box. We can share a little bit where nobody's around. You can say what you want. The only thing that keeps me out here is my faith, my grandfather who's taught me a lot of stuff, looking out over me along with who I believe in, and coming out here and guaranteeing that I would never swing back. I've never swung back. I've always ate the swing. But I can come out here and deliver a swing. So now we'll show you the swings.
All right, thanks so much, Tom. Quick comment on that. Man, that PTSD stuff was fascinating. It's just fun listening to him talk through that. I just stepped away and let him roll through that. Another thing that I maybe would add on to that, if it's okay, Tom and I have worked with a lot of people over the years, kids primarily, but Tom and I are getting a little older. Some of these kids are big kids now. They're in their 20s, they're in their 30s. You know, they're still kids. We're all kids at heart, right? But I would say for me, and I think Tom could agree with this, and I bet almost all of you that are golfers would probably agree with this, golf gets to be a little bit of a addiction. Would you say we get a little addicted to golf? And for myself, I've struggled with a little bit of addiction in the past. I've left some of those demons and things you try to drown out. I've left some of that lifestyle behind, or all of that lifestyle behind. But I really think golf has helped me. Tom says he uses it as therapy in many ways, and I think I like to say to a lot of people is like, yep, I'm addicted to golf. I really am. And there's a lot worse things I could be addicted to than golf. So I think we're trying to do some work in that area too, of bringing in some of the people that might be struggling with addiction. Let's give them an outlet that's much healthier, much safer. Is that fair to say, do you think, Tom, that we can use golf as a little bit of an addiction that's better than other things that people might choose as medicine? Do you have any thoughts on that? Or?
Yeah, so I kind of look at it in what's the reason for the addiction?
Right.
Now, there's chemicals. Let's put that aside. The reason for addiction, the reason for wanting to go release energy, that is where teaching the swing, it physically allows you to release that energy. And that is where, so no matter whether you've battled drugs, it doesn't matter what you've battled. There's a reason you battled it. The reason in coming out here and being able to physically release something safely that doesn't impact. And for men, as we age, heart health is our biggest concern. American Heart Association, golf. Why? That's why all of these old retirees are out here golfing, because that swing doesn't strain, but it conditions. And that's what it is. So if you can do a little bit of conditioning to your body that won't strain too hard, but let you release something. I lost a child and I don't know what I wanted to release. I wanted to feel something different. So drugs can do that, alcohol, other things. Instead, I have the 94th percentile sensitive skin. See what I did to it? I wanted to feel something different. I wanted to feel something different. Here I can do the same thing. I was addicted to golf because it let me come out here and just release. But for the last 12 years, or last 10 years, my wife and my family, I've never had a reason to come out here and feel the need to release. So golf for me for the last 10 years has not been an addiction. It's been, I'm tightening up. I either in the wintertime grab my bag and swing through all 5 clubs, or come out and golf. Well, now like therapy golf, but come out and golf. That's it for me. It's not like it used to be where I could go and give a full swing and want to hit that ball as far as I could and score and shoot for birdies, try and get an eagle. That I still goal for that, but I don't have. There's nothing driving me to do it. Instead, I come out here because it makes my entire physical body feel better, and it with this newest injury and among many others, it's better for me, and my family knows that as well. It does 2 things for me. So I'll share both just to help anybody else, or come golf with me and I'll take you along and show you some stuff. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'd rather share it all with you and be able to do it. Mail has helped me in many ways overcome a lot of things that most people would be paralyzed from.
So I'm hearing Tom say, I like to say golf is an addiction. There's, it's better than other things you could be addicted to. But I think Tom's taken us a little step further than that. Is like, don't even think of golf as an addiction. Think of it more as something you do for the health of it. That's really becoming important to me as I get older. The energy I get from exercise, even medicine, right? A lot of people need medicine to get through the day, different things. But doing exercise, eating healthy, all these healthy things we do, it's almost like taking a dose of medicine. So I think we could really play this game, not even as an addiction. That might be, we need to get to that next level of doing something that's good for ourselves, good for our families, good for our community, good for each other. I love that. I think it's not even really an addiction. It's something we're doing for the health of it. Is that fair to say?
That's, for me, it is.
Yeah, for Tom, that's how he would say it.
It's all health. If I was addicted to this sport, I wouldn't have 15-year-old clubs.
Right.
And bottom line.
And an addiction is unhealthy, so we don't want to be addicted to golf.
You don't want to have that. I mean, it's addicted or having to feel like you do something is no different than a bully feeling like he needs to go poke and provoke.
That's interesting.
It's kind of the same aspect.
Yeah.
There's a reason it's being fueled from something. I don't know and can't solve it, but might be able to provide, or Eric and I provide you a way to release it without having to poke at somebody else. Hey, if you're in a bad position in your childhood and you just want to react and you can't, instead of being the bully, but instead of being other things, there are ways. There are ways of releasing that, and I would rather teach that to younger kids and have the most packed full of diverse kids that we get down to get oxygen analysis, get them, the same help that we have all gotten, and then just let them have something they can release in. That's and for me, my passion or my drive is I had built a business to employ every single kid from the special education classroom. And in that, I could guarantee you every single one of them would somehow be learning some way of using this as therapy, because more than likely the percentages of us that come from a home with opportunity or understanding isn't there because the research wasn't there. We didn't know what we know today. So it's not a fault of before or of our parents or moving back. It's just you don't know what you know. It's no different than our golf clubs. We didn't know what graphite and all these other things would do to a swing until technology brought it forward. Healthcare, understanding disabilities, it's all works the same. So we're gonna get to the swings. Thank you guys. Thanks for listening, and we'll show you what this looks like from point of injury.
And thank you so much, Tom. Like, wow, I feel lucky to hear this story. I hope bringing it to you, I hope you feel lucky to hear this story. And I just think it's gonna be interesting. This is just the start. We're just getting this thing going, and we don't necessarily know what will transpire with it. But I know from my perspective, golf is not about golf anymore. It's bigger than golf. Okay, and this story to me is bigger than golf. It's how can we make your life better? How can we make your life better? How can Tom has shown us how he's made his life better. How can we apply those things to myself, to you, and not just life, right? I mean, there's some golf tips in here. There's some life lessons in here, benefiting kids, benefiting the community. I mean, really changing the world to an extent. I think that's how we do it, right? Be the change you want to see in the world. That's a good old Gandhi quote. And how do we do that? Right here in our community. And Tom's doing it. We're happy to help share it, and we hope you go out and change your world locally wherever you're at. Also, is that fair to say? Yeah. So let's take a look at. I think we're gonna get into the swing now.
Yep.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see this. Yep. All right. Thanks, Tom. Oh man, you.